The idea for the documentary is not information, not suggestions.
Well, it was, we wanted to do work on a bigger film of Poland and wanted to include more episodes. And Monika is from Poland, and we are married, she's my wife. And so she read in a book about this strange happening, and we thought, we have to see this, we have to go there and have to look for it. And so on our tour we went to this village and asked, and some people said, well, we haven't had it for 1 year and we're not sure if it happens next year, so we weren't sure at all. But then in the end, it finally went there, we went there in the Easter week, and they decided to stage this event again. The thing is that they need a judge, sort of a judge to do this, to get the people to count when he beats Judas, to like a master of ceremonies. So, and they have a problem finding a person who wants to do this, I think, who wants to be publicly the one who... The judge and the master of ceremonies. So it's usually an older guy, I think, or maybe a drunkard. They give some zlotys, some money to do this. But he's a very important figure because he brings everybody together and everybody follows him. And, so I think the one judge died, and so there was just a lack of somebody to do this. And so for a few years it didn't happen. And also it's been criticized in Poland, so it's not like a village that nobody knows of. People know of it, but that makes it, I think, for us even more interesting because they even though it's been criticized nationally, they want to do this. They say that's our tradition and we don't want to let go of this. Well, the other interesting thing, I think, in this context is that there's a tradition in Poland especially of throwing a puppet into the river. A puppet usually symbolizes the winter. So Monika, for example, when she was a child, she remembers that she, in school, they made this puppet and made it ugly, very ugly looking because it was the winter. So on the 21st of March, spring, they would throw the winter into the river and celebrate spring. And I think this Judas came out of this tradition. So it's very complex with memories. In the case of this village, it somehow transformed from this pagan, heathen tradition to something more religious, religiously driven. And people told us there were, or it's also in the film, there were like 800 Jews at one point in this village. But they have been harassed by people before. This is pre-World War II. So they would hang this Judas puppet on Good Friday. They would just hang it and leave it there. Would knock on windows of Jewish people, and then of course the Germans did the rest. The Germans then, after World War II, there were no more Jews left in this village, and to this day there is not one Jew in the village. But for some reason, this tradition kept on existing or I would hesitate to call these people anti-Semites. I don't know. I'm not saying they're not, but I couldn't say for sure. I think most people, or the children, what do they know about this? But I think the children, and that's maybe also has to do with memories. I ask myself when I see the film how the children, when they are grown up in 20 years, how will they look back on this event, if it still happens or not. But I think it does a lot to young children to be part of this and beat on this puppet. I know I wanted to show the creation of the puppet. I know this would be a big part of it. I just didn't want to show. You can make a film about the lynching, this event even. But a lot of people, in fact, say, well, they're disturbed by the third part in the film. It's really two films. Why did you leave the third part in there? I think it's essential to the film. The third part gives it this dramatic arch, and the third part makes it, I think, a study of hypocrisy. You have to destroy the bad guy in order to love Jesus more. That's how fascism works. That's how Nazis worked, in their way of thinking. So we had 2 cameras. We were following this event with 2 cameras. Monika was also filming. We couldn't have done it otherwise. But and then I think we were very lucky with the full moon. They had a full moon and the weather. It was snowing just at the right times. I was very happy with the atmosphere of each episode that we had. And then the lynching itself is dusty, faded. There's a lot of dust in the air, and it's blurry. It's very disillusionary after this more fairy tale-like beginning.